Nowadays, the value of rural landscape exceeds its productive value and it serves as a marketing tool. This once available landscape has now become scarce. Cities emerge, villages are urbanized, and real estate projects in a town's outskirts are branded as a village or an orchard-scented farm. Paradoxically, the rural land that is used to brand and advertise the projects is what vanishes underneath the buildings. As more landscape resources dwindle, the more its absence would be felt and its value would soar. We should strengthen the value of rural land before we reach the no-turning point where it doesn't exist. The city of Ramat HaSharon was chosen for its past as a moshava, agricultural community, and for its current struggle with its future identity and the fate of the remaining lands to its west. It brands itself as a moshava and allegedly offers a life in the village close to the big city.
נראה לי שיותר מושבו מעיר.
היא עיר. רמת השרון, עד היום אני קורא לה מושבה ולא עיר.
לא, היא כבר עיר.
תראה, אנחנו מרגישים פה איזה מושבה, יש...
זו עיר לכל דבר. רמת השרון זה לא כאן ולא כאן.
Today, residents rarely experience the rural land. If one doesn't experience it, it simply doesn't exist. Through assembly of data layers, the Ramat HaSharon genetic code was deciphered by variable superpositions. The city edge and the rural fields nowadays are two adjacent but separate beings. In the project, a dialogue between the two is created by expanding the city's borderline into a veritable urban living space, thus producing a new type of intensity, high-density city life exposed to vast rural fields. The urban living space connects to the existing fabric, echoes inwards, and affects the entire city and daily life. The house in the countryside receives an updated interpretation. Rules of the game for assembling the urban living space were defined. The urban space exceeds the State Statutory Plan 35 density requirements. The mass of residents consuming the rural lands will defy further entrepreneurial attempts to plunder it. It gives a new interpretation to the city edge, strengthening the center by creating tension and a defined but perforated border, the urban space. A new neighborhood program is defined, reducing costly public open space by enabling rural land space instead. It sets practical rules for proximity of dwelling and agriculture and defines profitable, viable farming plots. The urban space is built as a continuous fabric interface serving the entire city. A urban living space boulevard example was planned. Experience, functionality, and aesthetic data created form. Housing units for a variety of tenants were planned. By high-density living, as opposed to normal city buildings, a community level was created. In it, recreation, small businesses, and community functions. The building scheme enables each unit a view of street and rural landscapes, as well as community and seclusion, all at the same time. The residents live and consume the landscape. An updated city and urban identity is given, filling the brand's content with a tangible experience. A power of four win-win situation. The metropolis continues to enjoy the continuity of fields in its heart. The city earns a dense and high-quality environment that supports its rural identity. The farmer obtains building rights on parts of the land and continues to cultivate the rest, and the resident enjoys a community in a unique environment which fulfills their dream, closeness to the big city alongside peaceful dwelling in the village.